Bonjour my shady ladies, it's time to continue on our grind. It's part 3 of my reaction to Eurovision 2022. Let's get it going. That's right, welcome back to the Rob Pop channel, your campus tits, pop culture fix, and there is no stopping on the Eurovision train right now. We've done part 1, we've done part 2, we are 20 out of 40 songs down for the year, and it's time to get into 21 to 30 today. Eurovision 2022 has got off to a great start for me. It's nearly May, or by the time I'll put this video up, it probably is May. My favourite so far, I can't get enough of Slow-Mo. Hold Me Closer still has my heart. Renella Hayati's Secret has had me bopping left, right and centre. Yamame has me in a chokehold. Ella from Cyprus, love that song. That's at least 5 songs that are on my constant rotation right now. And I'm ready for today to unveil some more Eurovision 2022 favourites. Let me know down below what your favourites are, and hopefully I'm going to react to a couple of them today. Let's not waste any time, it's May, it's nearly Eurovision, so I haven't got long to be reacting to these songs. Let's get it going. Right, let's get on to song number 1 for the video, and we're starting today with Lithuania. They're being represented this year by Monika, and the song is called Sentimentai. Give me very retro vibes. That hair is the moment. This has got a lovely groove to it. Okay, I'm not sure if that's where I wanted the chorus to go, but I shall wait. This is one of the most unusual entries yet, actually. There's some weird, like, R&B touches to the production that feels strangely at odds with the retro feel. There feels like a clash of ideas going on here somewhere that's throwing me off a bit. I like her a lot though. Ooh! Well, she's enjoying herself, so. Is this a winning performance or is that part of the song? Because I'm loving her getting her moment. Get it, Queen, you enjoy yourself. I'm really unsure about this. I'm a massive fan of her, let's get that straight. I love her look, her hairstyle, the way she performs, she's really captivating. She doesn't need any backup dancers or any flashy lights. A bit like when Lena did Satellite, she captured the stage just being on her own, and I'm fine with her being that way. The song just felt odd to me. I wanted it to lean further into a retro feel. It felt like it was going for a retro sound. Her look was quite retro, but there felt like there was some weird like 90s R&B inflections to the production, and they were really throwing me off. But I don't hate it, I just can't work out how I feel. It makes for an odd first listen, and you just can't really work out how you feel about it. She's got that likeable air that Barbara Pravi had about her last year, just not the song that Barbara had to match for me. But I'm gonna give it more, I feel like I've given loads of song 6s so far, and this has stood out more than those, but 7 is where I rank the songs as very good and above, and I don't think it's quite there. So I'm giving this a 6.5 to begin with, but I really love Monika. Okay, moving on to song number 2 now. We've had the UK, we've had Italy, and we've had Spain, and it's time to travel along to Germany. They're represented by Malik, and the song is called Rockstars. We haven't had a lot of rock yet, and I thought we'd get more in the aftermath of Måneskin's win, so maybe Germany could be looking to break into that. Let's find out. We used to be the rock stars. I think I'm going to find his voice quite difficult throughout this. He's got that really overly affected cursive style. Does anyone really sing like that? I don't know. It's got quite an R&B ballad feel about it rather than rock, so I was completely off with that prediction. All the photos in the background and describing themselves as rock stars, there's something a bit cringe about this to me. I like him rapping. Okay, this really sets the song apart because you know these cliche ballads don't do a lot for me, but We don't hear a lot of rapping in Eurovision, and it gives the song an extra edge that songs like Switzerland and Azerbaijan don't have, for example. This is by far the best part of the song. Do you remember in 2010 when there was loads of like rap and pop ballad duets like Read All About It, Professor Green, Emily Sandé? It's giving me that. Okay, so there's elements of this song that I do like, and I do like a message. Look where I am now. I appreciate that. There is just something that feels a bit cliche about it, but I was very glad when he hit the rap element because it set the song apart from just being another ballad in the swathe of ballads that we hear in Eurovision. It did give the song a unique touch. His voice I did struggle with at points. It has felt really overly affected. Oh, I'm in my kitchen.
We have bananas and avocado.
That kind of grates on me, I'm not gonna lie. I can't imagine myself going back to it, but I do respect it. Malik is a very good performer, so I'm going to give this a 5. But it's better than Jendrik, because pretty much anything had to be better than Jendrik for me. What? Right, we're moving on to song 3 now, and we are moving to the favourites to win this year's competition. I am very hyped for this. It's time for Ukraine. They're being represented by Kalush Orchestra, and the song is Stefania, clearly a tribute to last year's Greek representatives and her glorious green screen figures. But no, in all seriousness, Ukraine are one of the best, if not the best countries at Eurovision. Shum is one of my favourite entries from the last few years. I still play it all the time. They always manage to sort of put in their flavour to things that just feels so uniquely Ukrainian, whatever that is. So let's see what Kalush Orchestra and Stefania have to offer. Is this going to be our winner? A great entry. This feels like Shum's sister already with that chanty quality. Or Shum's brother, maybe more accurate. Wasn't expecting this. What a lovely hat. This is cool. This is really cool. I don't know what instrument that is, but I love it. I keep finding myself like not having anything to say because I'm like taking it in. This is a lot, but talk about an instant entry. This has got a wonderful Ukrainian feel to it. National identity, tick. I love this breakdown. This is such a fun entry. Hey, hey. Yes! This does talk on like a clean bandit kind of funk. Yes! That was so much fun. You've got to hand it to Ukraine. Every single year they bring something that is nothing like anything else in the contest. This is really fantastic. I'm not even a particular fan of rap music, but they infuse it in such a way that it's just not like any rap song I've ever heard before. It's modern, but it infuses folk sounds. It's got a great breakdown. It's got some fun instrumentation. The performance was so much fun. I love the costuming. To anyone who's saying that they are only in a list of people who could win because of what's going on in the world right now, which is fair, we all want to stand behind Ukraine. I think this song stands tall on its own merits. I think regardless of what is going on in the world right now, I would have listened to this song with the same reaction. It is an absolute bonkers jam, but at the same time not bonkers in a way that I think I'm only liking because I'm bonkers. No, I like it because it's a bloody fantastic song. So I'm giving this an 8.5. Song number 4 coming now, and we're moving on to Moldova. This time they've been represented by Zdub. And the song is Trenuletul. I'm just gonna let the music do the talking because I am making an absolute mess of this. Well, this is already a lot of fun. You could really only hear this at Eurovision, couldn't you? Woo! One thing about this band with the band name that I can't pronounce, every year that they come back, they bring something fun and a party starter. Folklore and rock and roll. This is a dated, chaotic mess. It's everything that I shouldn't enjoy. but it's such a party that I'm enjoying it. This is becoming a mild headache. I've already heard this folklore and rock and roll bit about 7 times. I think I said this about eat your salad. The fun and the joy was great for about 90 seconds. And then it's like, okay, enough is enough. Folklore and rock and roll. We get it, sis, we get it.
We got it, girl. We got it.
Jeez, that was definitely something. I really enjoyed it for the first half, but the whole song really is just a chorus repeated what felt like 10 times. There wasn't much variation. So I enjoyed a fair amount of it. I certainly can't criticize it because you can see with your own eyes that I was really enjoying it for a moment. I just think as a whole song, it lacks in depth. But what it lacks in depth, it makes up for in fun. I'm gonna give this a 6.5. Good ideas, not enough of them. On to song number 5 now, and we're going across to Austria. They're being represented by Lumix and Pia Maria, not to be confused with Pia Mia of Do It Again fame, but if it was, we would stand. And their song is Halo. I believe we're in for a dance song here from Lumix's history. I'm ready for one. I hope Lumix's signature sound is felt in this, because I feel like too many dance producers come into this competition and water their sounds down to be more palatable for like a Eurovision audience. This is fun. It's got that 80s electronic vibe infused with it that we heard of a lot last year. In fact, that 80s electronic vibe is a lot heavier than the dance vibe, which I was expecting. This isn't really that dancey at all. Not a fan of these lyrics, but they're easier to ignore in an up-tempo. I'm liking this, but there's something that's not fully grabbing me. I feel like the voice is quite generic, the vocal. I think we've heard so many of these 80s songs that if they're not really, really, really good now, they can feel a bit flat. I like this bit. I do really like it. I do really like it. I love this whole 80s sound. There's certainly no end of energy in this song, and it sort of carries on that trend that we got a lot in 2021 with sort of 80s electronic feels. It's definitely got that. It feels very energetic, very futuristic, and it's a really fun track. There's just something that's not there, which is stopping it getting to like the 9s and 9.5. I feel like it's lacking just an extra, maybe like a post-chorus, you know, when like Dua Lipa's Physical, or it's like, hold up, just a little tighter, and it gives the song an extra dimension. I feel like it needs a few more dimensions just to give the song a bit more depth. For now, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. I really, really like it. I think it will end up in my top 10, top 15 at the end of the contest, and hey, that's not bad. Okay, next we go to song number 6, and I feel like we've got a lot of the zany countries that have been thrown into this section. We've had Ukraine, we've had Moldova, and now we move to Georgia. They are represented by Circus, Mircus, and this song is Lock Me In. I want something fun from a band called Circus, Mircus. Get it done now. This is strange. Very strange. It's a lot more low-key than I was expecting it to be. I don't really feel like I've heard anything like it. It's quite cool, I'll give it that. You know how like Daddy Freya, there was nothing like him in the contest? It's got that kind of coolness about it. What an odd song structure. We're halfway through the song to just get thrown that hook. Right now it's falling under the category of nice. But nice is never a great description for a song, is it? It's a bit inoffensive. I do like this bit, and there's some flourishes and twinkles in the production that I really enjoy. I feel like we had too long of a wait to get to this hook. One thing I will say about this song is I think it's left itself open to some really creative staging at Eurovision, so they could certainly have a lot of fun with it, and it could end up being quite standout in its way of being quite quiet and not shouting from the rooftops. It could stand out for those reasons. I felt like that's why Daddy Freya stood out. It was just quite cool and effortless. The structure of the song just feels a bit confusing. I had to wait about a minute and 35 before the let me in, let me out, hook came in, and I feel like if it was maybe structured a bit different, it may be a bit easier. But I do like that Georgia always brings something different. You never know what you're going to get from them. It almost sounds like something that would have been on like a FIFA soundtrack. I'm gonna give this another 6.5. I think I've given 6s to a lot of songs that are a bit sort of bleh and meh, and I don't think this is bleh or meh. It's a step above that, but not something I would necessarily listen to. Next up, song number 7, and it's a song that I'm really looking forward to hearing for the first time. We're going to Norway now, and they're represented by a pair of wolves known as Subwoolfer, and this song is called Give That Wolf a Banana. All of the above is why I am looking forward to hearing this, because that sounds completely crazy, and this has been quite a crazy section so far, so I feel like I'm prepared for it, more prepared than ever. So it's time to give me that banana, if I was a wolf.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
Why not? Call me Keith. When I've seen pictures of them, I thought that those masks were like helmets, but they are actually like fabric, aren't they? That looks really uncomfortable. This is bizarre. I'm really enjoying it though, I think. I do like this bit. There's a certain element of it that I think is a bit like, let's try and create a viral moment, which feels a little contrived. Masahari is shaking. I mean, lyrically, it's pretty crazy, but it's actually a really good pop dance song underneath that, isn't it? Like, once I've got over that shock, it's a really good pop dance song. What a great closing line. Well, that was every bit as bizarre as I thought it was going to be when I saw that Norway were being represented by 2 wolves. The song underneath isn't actually that crazy. Lyrically, it's bizarre. But this is from the country that gave us Elvis, What Did the Fuck Say? And we are living in a world where people like myself love Masked Singer. So there is an element of this which is very clever. I almost wish the sound of it was a bit wackier. Is that bizarre? Because lyrically and image-wise, it's so crazy, but I almost wish the song went in crazier directions. Like, you know the way Ukraine had me like mouth open the whole time? I almost wish like the breakdown was just wild and the whole song just felt like complete insanity. Do I want a banana? I think yes. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. Very fun pop dance song, well produced, well created, very interesting, very fun entry. Moving on from the insanity of Norway, we're moving to what I think is gonna be a much simpler entry. This is Malta, represented by Emma Muscat, and I Am What I Am. A simple empowerment anthem feels like possibly what I need right now, or maybe it'll put me to sleep. Gorgeous woman is my first comment. Gorgeous hair. There are just so many songs with this kind of empowering message at this point, aren't there? Why would you listen to this over any other empowerment anthem? Over like Firework or Who You Are by Jessie J? You know, there's so many songs with this message at this point. Even the video, which is like, let's put one gay person in, let's put one old person in, let's put one black person in. It's so see-through. I've done nothing but slate this. Melodically, it's very nice. It's a good song. It's a decent enough song. It's just a bit of an eye roll. Quite well produced. I enjoy those choruses where it feels like they've got like a backing choir behind them. It always helps it feel a bit more anthemic. Let's start with the positives. It's a very positive song. It's got a good melody. I like the backing choir.
I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
Let's go to the negatives. It's very cliche, very done. The lyrics bring absolutely nothing to the table that haven't been done for the past 15 years in empowerment anthems. Firework, Fucking Perfect by Pink, Who You Are, Jessie J. I mean, everyone's got one at this point. It just brings zero new to the table. And who really wants to hear like, I Am What I Am from a gorgeous looking woman called Emma? Like, she is the definition of someone who could get most things in life because she's gorgeous and she looks like the image of beauty. And it just doesn't come across as genuine or necessary. So I'm gonna give this a 5 and move on. Okay, 2 more songs to go and it's time to come out of the shadows and into the shadows. You know what's coming with that terrible joke. We're moving to Finland now, and they're represented this year by Rasmus with the song Jezebel. I mean, you've got to give it to him. He hasn't changed his image in about 20 years so that people can recognise him as that guy from Rasmus. Dark Side went off from the first second last year, so this is a little bit tamer in its approach. Very catchy chorus though. Oh, we love some strings. They've really got the staging ready for being taken to Eurovision. They could copy and paste a lot of this. Look, who can be mad at a guitar solo? Best part of the song yet. Oh my god, when did he get topless? Is this the first key change we've heard in Eurovision this year? Because if so, they've just been given an extra mark for that key change. I've enjoyed this more as it's gone along. The anthemic nature of it has really come into full fruition at this point. I've got to give it to them. The way that climaxed in the last minute really brought it to life. I was saying that it didn't stand out as much as Blind Channel, but they really threw everything into the way that song built. And I've criticised other songs about the fact that they did too much in the first minute and a half, for example, whilst this song kept building and kept giving us more. And it gave us a key change, so hello, I'm happy. It's not reinventing the wheel, but it has brought us a catchy moment. It's definitely going to stick in people's heads. They're going to recognise that image. I mean, he looks like he's grown up, but he looks the same as he did 20 years ago. Image tick, catchy tick, great melody tick, great vocals tick. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. And again, as I said with Norway, we'll be seeing this in the final. Not a doubt in my mind, we'll see this in the final. Okay, it's now time for the very last song of this section, and we're going over to Serbia. Now, I've heard a lot of people talking about this song because of something to do with Meghan Markle, which Serbia, Meghan Markle don't really get.
Don't get it, how, why?
So I'm just gonna let the song tell it for me. This is Konstrakta with corpore, sano. What is the secret behind Meghan Markle's healthy hair? Where is she looking? She's got such a unique image. She's giving me like Mystic Meg. Dark spots around your lips might mean you have an enlarged spleen. This is like a health infomercial. For the record, I have no idea how I feel about this yet. This is quite a lot to take in. One thing I can be certain of is that there will be nothing else like this in the semis or the final. I can't tell if this is meant to be like comedic or like a social commentary or both. This is such an odd song. I genuinely don't know how I feel. I hope they change nothing about this live performance though. I'm already clapping. There's something very infectious about this. Even though I don't know how I feel, it's drawing me in. Ah! Well, that happened. I don't know! Considering so many of you are talking about this, I didn't know what to expect. And now that 3 minutes have passed, I still don't know what to expect because I don't think I get it. This might take more than one play for me. I really like the staging, it was so unique. And everyone is going to be talking about the Meghan Markle washing hands song. So it's got that kind of viral ability about it. But the song structure was so odd. I'm just not sure if it's a bit too left field to appeal. Remember how much everyone was hyping Telemovês from Portugal in 2019? Could this go over people's heads? It's kind of gone over mine. But there's definitely something I like about it. There's a very likeable quality about the song and her, and it's very interesting. Feel free to hate me for this. I'm probably in the wrong because so many of you love this. I'm probably just too fucking stupid to understand it. I'm willing to admit that I'm an idiot and I may be too stupid to understand it. But she's got me interested at the very least. I'm gonna give this a 6.5. I'm gonna be generous and I think this is a song that could very easily grow on me. Wherever it's put in the running order, I'm going to remember it. And that takes us to the end of part 3, and I don't mind saying that was the wackiest of these parts so far. Part 1 was ballad heavy, part 2 was female heavy, part 3 was crazy heavy. That is the magic of Eurovision. If you come to Eurovision just wanting 40 songs that you could hear on the radio, honestly, go elsewhere, because whether I loved Serbia or not, whether I loved Georgia or not, the beauty of Eurovision is the way these countries interpret what represents their country. And some of these countries are just so wild and wacky that you've got to love it. I don't know why Konstrakta is singing about Meghan Markle. And yes, I do want to understand it, but in a way I'm just like, you know what, I don't need to understand it. This is Eurovision, nothing has to make sense here. My favourite by far has got to be Ukraine. I thought it was weird and wonderful in all of the best ways possible and made for such a fantastic song. And I also really enjoyed Austria. I think that's one that's going to really hit me when I listen to it on Spotify. And I definitely enjoyed Norway as well, My least favourite entries, I'm going to have to say Malta, because among all of these crazies, it really exposed what a standard song it is. And I wasn't a huge fan of Germany's song either. I think both of those songs just feel like they didn't bring enough new to the table. That's part 3 of 4. We are coming so close to the end of this point, and Eurovision 22 is fully shaping up. We're in May now, and before you know it, the semi-finals will be upon us. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. It's the best time of year, it is the best time of year. Who said Christmas was the most wonderful time of the year? Because they lied.
Somebody lied to her several times.
If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and subscribe if you want more of this content. As I say, we've got one more part yet to come to form our Eurovision 22 circle. And also hit that notification bell if you want notifications to make life easy every time I upload a new video. But for now, I bid goodbye to the weird and wacky world of Eurovision, and I say to you, adios.